My name is Kelly Shanahan. I'm from Howell, Massachusetts. I am a financial educator, a life coach, and investment advisor. I came upon doing this Social Security education because as I help people plan for retirement, I saw how uninformed people were and then misinformed people were from the Social Security Administration. So we're here to learn the ins and outs of Social Security and how to maximize your income and the different strategies you can do to maximize your income through Social Security. All right, so Social Security is America's financial commitment to past and future generations. And it was originally started by Franklin Roosevelt back in 1935 as a way to guarantee lifetime income for all retirees. So remember, once you start Social Security, you're going to get these payments for the rest of your life. And this includes spousal, survivor, and disability benefits. These were enacted later after the initial bill was passed. This is the one thing that is so critical and key about Social Security, that it has cost of living adjustments. It's a really important thing because maybe there's a few annuities out there, but there are not many retirement assets that are made or created to keep up with inflation. So this is a little history lesson. This was one of the first recipients of Social Security, Ida Mae Fuller, in 1940. And good thing that she was a Social Security recipient because she ended up living to 100, which was way beyond what people thought life expectancy was at that time. So she had more than $22,500 in income benefits, which isn't much in today's terms, but it was back then. So again, in 1940, the life expectancy was only 14 years past 65. Now it is at least 20 years, and that is growing all the time as we have medical advances. People are healthier, we know how to take care of ourselves better, we don't have to work as hard, so we are living longer. About 94% of American workers are covered by Social Security, and most do not understand how to maximize their benefit, and that's supported by this next statistic, because 71% of American workers are receiving Social Security income benefits at a reduced amount. So it's possible that the wrong choice can cost you thousands of dollars. And we're going to go through all the different choices because each person in this room, each individual has 9 different choices as long as you qualify. And sometimes when you don't qualify for benefits, you can get spousal and or survivor benefits. So you don't have to qualify on your own record necessarily. But each individual who qualifies has 9 different choices, and we're going to go over those 9 different choices. So qualifying for retirement benefits, you've all seen this FICA taken out of your paycheck as long as you work for a private entity. And it's 4 credits a year. So each quarter, as long as you make a minimum, I think it's about $1,200 per quarter, you're going to qualify for Social Security benefits. But you have to amass a total of 40 credits. So that's 10 years of 4 quarters. So that just determines eligibility. But if that's all you have, then that's what you have. So 40 credits is what you need to qualify for Social Security. Now these are 2 really important terms, and these are terms used on your statement from Social Security. And I'm going to use these terms throughout the rest of the presentation. It's called PIA, your primary insurance amount, at FRA, full retirement age. So when you get your statement on that second page, you open your statement to page 2 and it says right up there, this is your PIA, primary insurance amount at FRA. So that means if you turned 60 last year, your full retirement age is 66, so that's your full retirement age, and so your PIA at your FRA. And your Social Security income benefit is going to reflect the best 35 years of your employment. If you have less than 35 years, it'll reflect those number of years. But if you have more than 35 years, it's going to reflect the best. So if you're still working past 60, past 65, and not collecting benefits, it's going to reflect those years. It doesn't stop.
So it's not necessarily the most recent years, it's just your best.
Exactly. Good point. So here's your Social Security statement. So on page 2, it's going to talk about the different benefits, the spousal benefits, the survivor benefits, and it's going to confirm your eligibility. But what you also want to look for is a record of your year-by-year earnings. I've seen this because you have to understand now data is transferred electronically, so there isn't a lot of probability for error. But for years, it was keyed in, so the probability of error increases. So it's really important to check that your earnings are reflective of what you know and that they reflect reality. And, probably 20 years ago, they didn't, the thresholds were quite a bit lower than they are today, because now the threshold is, what, $117,000 that they take Social Security benefits, but 20 years ago, it was only about $50,000. So they've increased them a lot. Since the 70s till today, they have increased that threshold significantly. So really important to check, I think that's page 3 of this statement that you can reflect.
I haven't seen one of these in years.
Right, because they don't send them anymore.
Ah,
Good thing.
okay.
That's why, I'll have to have you do the sign up, because I send out a link so you can create an account online.
I
So-
thought they started sending them again.
Well, they may every 3 years, but then they'd have to know your correct address. And through working with people, I've just heard a lot, they have people's names wrong. I had a gal, they had her birth date wrong. So she had to take her birth certificate in and prove that, yes, this is me and this is my correct birth date. But other people have said they had their nicknames on their record. So a lot of different things can screw it up. So full retirement age. So let's go through these different ages. So I said, if you turned 60 last year, that would make you 1954 baby. Your full retirement age is 66. So that's most people, if you were born before that, or 43 to 54 is 66. Anything beyond that, 55 to 59, it's going to grow in 2-month increments. And if you're born in 1960 or later, I'm a 1961 baby, 67 is your full retirement age. And just doing research, I think they're going to continually increase this age because people are living longer. You cannot, it's really difficult to accumulate enough retirement assets that you can live on for 30 more years or even 20 more years. So that's it for the whole system to support all of the retirees based on fewer workers. We really need to expand the retirement age. And I don't know, I think, there are things to do, but I can only entertain myself so long. So it's nice if we can work at something we enjoy. So the magic of FRA, there's, before you reach FRA, that full retirement age, there's a lot of thresholds or earnings tests. But once you reach full retirement age, it's called the magic of FRAs because there's no earning tax, there's no earning tests. Income benefits can be taken or suspended. You have all the choices. If you if you work and earn so much, they can start taking those funds away, which I'm going to cover because I found that was really an important issue for a lot of people thinking they're going to retire and work at the same time. It doesn't work logically or financially. So, but once you reach full retirement age, all bets are off. You can continue to work. They aren't going to take anything out of your paycheck. After you reach full retirement age, you're good to go. You can do basically whatever you want. And no matter how much you earn, no benefits will be withheld. And you don't really have to take benefits until you choose to. So maybe you hit full retirement age, you're working. I'm working with a guy who's 71. He did start his benefits at 65. So he's getting his benefits and he's making a nice paycheck. But another choice might have been, let my record grow till 70. Your record is not going to grow past 70, but it would have been a greater amount that he'd have for the rest of his life. But I want to go over this because a couple women I've worked with in particularly, they said, well, I thought I'd retire at 62 and just work like half time. But look at this low threshold. From age 62 to full retirement age, this is how it's taxed. So for every $2 I make over $15,720, that's the 2015 number, they're going to take $1 away. So that's like a 15% tax. It gets a little better the closer you come to retirement. So the year, not the month or the day, but the year you reach full retirement age, so the year up till that month that you hit full retirement age, it decreases a little bit. So for every $3 you earn over that threshold, the much higher threshold of $41,880, they're going to take $1 away. So that gets a little more attractive. I think you'd be be part of the working poor if you make this choice, but here that's a little bit more tolerable if you want to make that choice. I mean, everybody has different reasons for making choices. We're all rational people, and that might be the best choice for you. But it's a 33% tax, basically. But once you reach full retirement age, this is when the magic of FRA happens, and all earning reductions no longer applies. There's no thresholds, no penalties. You can receive Social Security and earn as much as you want. And working beyond full retirement age, as I said before, may increase your income benefits. So how do I get my Social Security statement? Well, I say it's easy, and it is easy, the process, but there are basically two gates. We want to go online and create an account, and then we can print it. And once you create an account, you can check it anytime. It's not as easy as all that because of these typo errors or things that have happened to your record, because there's two gates you need to go through. Firstly, you're going to log on and they're going to ask you for your name and your Social Security number and your date of birth. If those three things are not a match, then they're not going to let you go to the second gate, okay? And I've worked with people who couldn't even make it through the first gate. One, the gal, we were like, what's the problem? It seemed like her name, that was the one with the wrong birth date. And then some people's names have been wrong. And one gal told me that they used her nickname. No idea that was wrong. So, but once you make it through that gate of the name, Social Security number, and date of birth, then they're going to ask you to verify your identity. And have any of you verified your identity online? It's when they ask you random questions from your credit report. I've done it in a few different circumstances, one for insurance. Oh, another, I was just doing the MIFA, you know, the college application stuff. If you answer one question wrong, you're out. Okay, so my advice on that is if it looks familiar, that's the answer to the question. But sometimes I think the first, I didn't get through one of these exams because it said, what year was that Ford Taurus that you bought? And I was like, the only thing I could remember is my children were 3 feet tall. I had no idea what year that Taurus was. So I got, so then I had to do a paper application. So if it looks familiar, that's probably the answer. Okay, we're going to answer 6 key questions tonight. How much can I expect to receive from Social Security? What's your benefit? But I believe this is actually more important. When should I apply for Social Security benefits, or when should I get Social Security benefits? We'll understand how spousal benefits work and what are survivor benefits and how do they work. And will Social Security be there for me when I need it? And how do I maximize Social Security benefits? And we'll talk about a couple different strategies to do that. Okay, we're going to divide those 6 questions into these 3 easy steps. Know your benefits, understand your options, and how to maximize your benefits. Step 1, know your benefits. And this is where I say every person in here has 9 different choices. How much can I expect to receive from Social Security, but more importantly, at what age? And that's really the more important, because that's going to determine how much. In the conventional wisdom, I've talked to older men who had physical labor jobs. They retired at 62. And they were told do it as soon as possible, but also their body was not, working as well as that, so they didn't want to continue in that position. So they retired at 62. Also, some accountants say, oh, time value of money, get that money today. That's not, when you're going to live for much longer, that is just not a good strategy. Alicia Manel, the head of this BC group that does retirement research, she's proven it with statistics, because there are 2 really important things about Social Security that no other asset has. 1, it has a cost of living adjustment. Okay, like I said before, I've heard of some annuities, I don't know of any currently, but some annuities from the past did have cost of living adjustments, and some will grow beyond retirement age or once you annuitize them, but not many. And then I'll go over the other reason, because we'll see how Social Security income benefits are designed to have a guaranteed growth. Okay, we're going to work with this basic assumption now throughout the rest of the presentation, where the full retirement age is 66 and the primary insurance amount is $2,000. Okay, so if I get to 66 and I apply for benefits, my primary insurance amount is going to be $2,000. But say I want to retire at 62 instead. I'm only going to get $1,500. That is a 25% decrease. And after that, from age 62 to full retirement age, it's guaranteed, and this is really an important point, it's guaranteed to grow just under 7% up through full retirement age. So every year you put off, it's going to grow just under 7%. And what other retirement asset has that guarantee? Financial advisors say, oh, it will, or I hope it will, because it's against the law for them to make any guarantees like that. And I've heard of these, people are getting tied into these indexed annuities that have 1.75 or 1.5 return and then 7 years surrender. So why would we put our assets there and not use those and use Social Security instead? It just doesn't make sense. We really want to make this one of our last retirement assets that we use because of this guaranteed growth. No other retirement asset has that. So now we reach full retirement age. Well, if you can put it off even further, it's guaranteed to grow just under 8%. So as we wait and put it off until age 70, it is guaranteed to grow just under 8%. So if you choose to take it at 62, you're going to have a 25% reduction. But if you wait till you're 70, you're going to have a 32% increase. And if you wait that whole time, that's a 76% gain. That is a heck of a lot. And that's for the rest of your life payment. And this payment also has a cost of living adjustment. I just can't stress this enough that that's why this is so important. Now, step 2, we want to understand your options. What are spousal benefits and how do they work? And what are survivor benefits and how do they work? All right, spousal benefits. And not so many people understand these really correctly. Okay, spousal benefits, and again, we're going to work with the scenario where the primary insurance amount is $2,000 and the FRA is $66,000. All right, so the primary earner, if they retire at 62, again, it's going to be decreased by 25%, of $1,500. But if they wait till 70, it's going to increase by 32% of $2,640. Now, spousal benefits. Spousal benefits are always 50% of the PIA at FRA. So say somebody's PIA is $2,600, then the spousal benefits are going to be $1,300. It's always that scenario, that it's 50% of somebody's PIA, primary insurance amount, at FRA. But don't mistakenly take spousal benefits before you reach full retirement age. It's very important that you not take, for the most part, you don't take spousal benefits before you turn 66, and that is because it's going to count against your record. Sometimes women in particularly who haven't had the earnings potential, either because A, they don't make as many wages, because we've known all of our lives, gals, that women have made less than men. Secondly, not so much for the generation that are behind us, but for the generations that are before us, they were not in the workforce full time. They probably stayed home with their kids, so they haven't had those earnings. So for some women like that, it might be better for them to take spousal benefits before their full retirement age. I've met women, because even their own benefits might not be greater than their spouse's benefits, or the spousal benefits that they could receive either at 62 or at full retirement age. But they will be greater. But you have to know that if you choose to take spousal benefits before your own FRA, and men can take spousal benefits too, that it's going to count against your own record. So you can get these spousal benefits, and it's going to be half of the PIA at FRA, but if you would take them at 62, again, it's going to be decreased by 25%, okay? And it's still going to count against your own record. So there's a lot of trade-offs there. And this is a lifetime benefit, so is it worth that trade-off? For some people, yes, it's going to be a rational decision and worth that trade-off. All right, but notice it's not going to grow. That is the finite, that's where it stops. It's 50% of PIA, of someone's PIA at FRA. Okay, now survivor benefits are different though. Those are 100% at the PIA, at the FRA, or the full retirement income. And this is, if somebody, provided somebody worked there, if somebody passes away younger, the survivor benefits are going to be reflective of their 35 best years, or if they qualified for Social Security, that's what's going to be the benefit. And they can start receiving these, I think it's at age 60 or 61, I forget. But if you take them earlier, it's going to be 82.5 of the PIA at FRA. But say the spouse works and doesn't collect till 70 and then passes away, then the survivor can reap those full benefits. And I have met several men, while they didn't really think that they needed to wait till then because they thought their spouse or their wife would outlive them, they waited to get their benefits, and that was their strategy, so they could maximize that benefit, A, so their spouse would have that, and so their spouse has that income, plus it's going to adjust for the cost of living. Now, maximizing your benefits. Will Social Security be there for me when I need it? And how do I maximize my Social Security benefits? People sound alarms, but I really don't think Social Security is going to not be there. And putting off taking your benefits does not mean you're going to get less, especially for everybody in this room. Generations behind us, perhaps. But I really don't think so, because they're going to increase the retirement age, and we'll talk about the strategies that the government or the proposed strategies to make sure that this is a secure retirement asset for all of us. So raise Social Security tax rates. I mean, all my life, and I've done quite a bit of accounting, and I've done the payroll accounting, it's been 6.2%. I mean, if we raised it to 6.3, that would raise a lot of money. Even just by 0.1%, we could raise it, and it would still increase the pot significantly. We could raise earning limits up to 190. We could take off any limit, and that would increase Social Security Trust Fund. And then lastly, which they're already doing, is raising the full retirement age. You know, it's currently 66. I'm 67. To raise it to 70, I don't think would be that big a deal, because we're all living longer, we're healthier, smarter. I think that's really a doable thing. Now, maximizing income benefits, and this is how couples, we're going to talk single. Now, everybody in this room, because those 62 to 70, we have 9 choices about when we want to take Social Security income benefits. And we can file and suspend, and this is really important too. You need to know that even if you're not going to take benefits, and this is a little known thing about Social Security, even if you aren't going to take benefits at full retirement age, you should go to the Social Security office and say, hey, I reached full retirement age, but I'm not taking my benefits. I'm just going to file, so you know that I know that I'm at full retirement age, but I'm going to file and suspend. I'm not going to take my benefits, because then what that allows you to do, which people don't know about, is that you could, something happens, you need some cash, you can call Social Security and they will give you a lump sum in arrears. Say you reach 67, something happens, your spouse dies, you need some money, you need a lump sum. You can call and get that in a lump sum deposit. Whereas if you didn't do that, file and suspend, you don't have that luxury. I actually worked with a gal, this is this couple where the fella is 71 and still working like a champ, and she is nearly fully disabled. In fact, she advocates for disabled folks in Weymouth. And she works for Mariano, your representative. In any case, she didn't qualify on her own record for Social Security benefits. And I worked with her, and she was able to get spousal benefits. In fact, she was at full retirement age when I was working with her. Since she was nearly fully disabled, we did it on the phone. And we called Social Security, and yes, she did qualify for Social Security benefits. And because she was 3 months past her 66th birthday, they sent her a lump sum check as well. So she's getting nice benefits. And she really didn't qualify on her own record, but she was able to get spousal benefits. So that's why it's really important for women to know that they do have some rights, and I say women, and I don't mean to be biased, but it's really important for women because ordinarily they didn't have the earnings as men do in the same generation. So if they're married, and this is for spouses and ex-spouses, because if you've been married for 10 years, at least 10 years, but are divorced, you are eligible for spousal benefits. So please tell your lady friends that. And men are also available. Those kind of benefits are also available to men as well, but it's been my experience, especially for the women that precede me in age, that that's a real benefit for them. And then that, if they take those spousal benefits, then they can let their own record grow. And it does not take, and I really didn't get this, that people thought, oh, it'll take away from my spouse's benefits. If you receive spousal benefits, that in no way diminishes those other benefits, or the spouse's benefits. If you get spousal benefits, it does not diminish the ex-spouse or your spouse's benefits. So know that. All right, so we're gonna do the file and suspend strategy and the claim now and claim more later strategy. So we can figure out if you are a Social Security income millionaire. Okay, we're gonna work with the same scenario, but we're gonna have a little bit of an age difference, and this is a common occurrence. I mean, between my husband and I, it's 6 years. So the primary earner, and I'll probably refer to this as a fella, and the spouse is a gal, and I don't mean to be discriminatory, but that's kind of the way it is in my generation. The primary earner, or the husband, is at full retirement age, and his PIA is $2,000. And he's going to file for spousal benefits. The spouse is age 62, and her PIA is $1,000. So now if he's at full retirement age, he can file for spousal benefits and get $500 a month. And that's a nice little benefit. So what that allows is for his record to grow. All right, and $500 a month, that could probably pay for maybe electricity and water, a few bills per month, or even a car payment perhaps, or half a mortgage maybe. And so they can retire together. The gal or the spouse is going to file for reduced benefits, or 25% less of her PIA at FRA. But that allows then the husband, he's going to get the spousal benefits, and then he'll wait till 70 to file for his own benefits, so his record has been allowed to grow, and he gets $2,914, and that has a future value of $1.5 million. And that's a significant increase, and that is with a cost of living adjustment of 2.5. And so he received, by doing this strategy, he receives an additional $24,000 from ages 62 to 70, accumulated sum. Just so that $500 for 12 months for 4 years. So that's a nice little sum. Now we'll go over the file and suspend plus claim now, claim more later strategy. And this is dealing with a husband and wife who are the same age, same earnings. She's projected to live a little bit longer, like all women are. Again, the FRA is 66. And the spousal benefits are 50% of the PIA at FRA. So, and you can't double dip. Don't forget, you can't double dip. You can't do spousal benefits at the same time. That doesn't work. So, so the spouse, and it just happens to be the gal, she's going to wait till her full retirement age and file for spousal benefits. So that brings $1,000 into their household from full retirement age to age 70. And then they're both, so that lets both of their records grow till age 70. And so they're both going to maximize what they get for Social Security with that $2,914, and that has a future value of $1.8 million. But it's a great strategy as a way to bring a little bit of income into your home. $1,000 pays for a lot of bills, and then maximize this value or your income benefits for the rest of your life. Because remember, these payments are for the rest of your life, plus it's going to have the cost of living adjustments. So taxation of benefits, you'll have to talk to your accountant about that, about the benefits. Different assets, different funds have different taxation levels. Know that Social Security versus maybe an IRA, you have your required distributions from your IRA, and so it's all going to be an equation that you work out as you get into retirement. So think of Social Security not as a check that arrives once a month, but as an integral, income-producing, and most importantly, inflation-protected component of your retirement income. And I'm dedicated to helping you understand how to maximize your Social Security and any of your friends, because this is really important, lifetime income benefits. So next step, I'm glad I have a nice little piece of software. We can even do it over the phone, that I can do a report, send it to you to figure out the best strategy. And we can even put different strategies together to see which is the best scenario for you. So you can know and weigh, it's a rational decision, so you can weigh the outcome. So thank you all for coming on this blustery evening.